Hey guys, I thought I'd do another show or like episode or video, whatever you want to call it, late at night, and this probably can be uploaded the next day and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go over his Trump to get a second chance in this election. Thankfully, the election is not over and stuff like that. I was just watching a thing with Stephen Crowder and Rudy Giuliani on him talking about the certain states that they filed over, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Georgia, one more state, Wisconsin, I think. Was that the state? I don't know. But they were talking about it, the things that they're going to be doing, for the Trump campaign and how they're going to be going about it. And, Trump, I think he did a thing yesterday or the day before, talking about it. He's really calm about it. He's really calm about it. And the thing is, Trump supporters will back him up. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about Biden. People that support Biden, they'll go, they don't care. They'll just go with whatever Cardi B says or whatever goes on, and they don't really care. They'll just go with whatever, and they don't care about facts. Not saying all of them, but are there good? Is there good Democrat voters? Yeah, sure. Sure. Maybe some of them are good people. Are they right in the head? I don't know, but But they'll just go with what's going on, whatever celebrities think that's good. And that's the thing, though. Why does almost every celebrity have to be voting Democrat? Literally, every celebrity has to be voting Democrat. Like, none of them has a brain of their own. None of them could think for themselves. None of them, and none of them are like. And that's the thing, though. No celebrities that have done interviews have asked any intelligent questions. Joe Biden not once did a interview with anybody that had any serious policy issues on the things that he was going to be doing. And then Joe Biden is talking about how he's going to be going about the COVID thing. Like, what else he's going to be doing? He said, oh, we're going to be doing more testing. Oh, that's great. So let's see rocket numbers skyrocket all the way down to who knows, we'll get like 700,000 more results in. And he's just going to be shoving this COVID thing down your throat. And, people really just have to relax about this COVID thing. My great grandma, she's 80, right? 80, 70, 79 or 80, I don't know, somewhere around there though. But, I was with her, I was with her when I was visiting. And, she was just talking about, cause she's older, but she was just talking about, this stuff it's just stupid. You know what I mean? If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. You know what I mean? And, she said a great quote, which is funny, if life's a bitch and then you die. But, no, she's funny. But, no, she's right, though. It's like, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. 98%, 97% or whatever. Maybe even, I think my mom, she's a nurse. She said you have a 99, I think, percent or something if you're healthy or, I don't know, something. But you have literally some of the best percentages. If it was like something like, what do you call it? Ebola. That where like gets in your yeah. But but they just act like this is like the craziest thing ever, and like the flu was like something that was like, oh, okay, but this is like 10 times deadlier. It's just like, if you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it, and eventually you're gonna build up the antibodies to counteract it. It's just the way it works. You know what I mean? Same thing with chickenpox. You know what I mean? It's way worse for people. Now you have vaccines for it, but back then it was way worse for people, for adults, and you could potentially die, from that. But so that's why, kids from the neighborhood, like my dad, I don't think my mom had to do it, but my dad, all the kids would play together. They all would get it. They all would be out for a week, and then they would be right back. You know what I mean? You just build up to it. Same thing with bugs or fly. Same thing. We have to keep building bigger things, or bigger, things to kill it. You know what I mean? Because they keep building they keep building up. They keep getting used to keep getting used to the bug sprays or whatever to get used to that. So just the way that they're shamming this COVID thing down our throat is just, I'm just not okay with it. And I don't think anybody should be. But social media and things, people will just go crazy if you take off your mask or put down your nose for like 2 seconds. It's just retarded. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. Now that I'm driving, and I have to drive with a mask on for people. It's just retarded. You know what I mean? They just paint this whole image over you. And that's the thing, though. Everybody's on the internet, and they all control the internet. People will say, oh, left don't control it, or left. Really? the way they've been censoring the tweets and the way that they've been going over all this stuff, it's just retarded for people who say that. You know what I mean? They personally never. I mean, and that's the thing though. They'd be like, "Oh, they don't censor anything." Blah 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 blah. Really? Because CNN call all these news people, all the people on the left, call Trump racist, fascist, neo-Nazi, whatever the hell you want to call him. I don't know. I mean, this dude, I never seen a person get so much hate that was so loved before, and now is like I mean, is one of the most hated people. He really isn't on the other half of the country that actually supports him and is Republican. No, but the other left that controls all the media, he's just like the most hated person. He's worse than Hitler. Like, like Trump put, Jews in concentration camps and burned them to death like he's done. And just paint that image over him like he's the worst person that's ever done anything when he's done so many great things for this country. And it's really sad to see that, he's discredited. And I don't know, in the future, who knows? He might be a hero, or he might be, I don't know, he might be one of the worst hated, leaders in the country when he was really a great president. Who knows how that'll be written down in history books, but certainly it would be something to see. But either way, well, I think Trump will get some recounts. I definitely think we could win this back election. For people saying that it's over, it's not over. They keep saying projected winner, not declared winner. Projected winner. Keep that in mind. And the social media can't call this out. And we still have like another month or so, and we still have core battles that they're going to be going over. And it's probably going to go up to the Supreme Court, like Rudy Giuliani said. So again, there's still stuff that's going to be implemented for the next couple of weeks from now. It's not over yet. I mean, it's only November 9th. We still have December 14th, for that whole thing. So we still got like another month of this stuff. So it's not going to be over. And then you have all these people on, or not all these people. I mean, you have Joe Biden, saying, I don't care if you voted for me or not. I'm gonna, unite this country. I don't see it just blue and red. I see it as United States. I mean, that'd be a great quote if, he's not the one, or, not part of the group that literally split the country right in half, literally right in half, during this whole thing. And, and I talked to some of my, not friends, but just people that are young brothers. It's just so retarded the way that they talk. It's just so retarded. It's like they have no. It's like, okay, like my parents will say stuff, and I believe them. You know what I mean? They're not lying. They don't lie. And they do their information. My dad is one of the smartest people. It's my stepdad, but I call him my dad. But my dad is one of the smartest people out there. Reads a lot. He's just one of those guys that, you could just learn a lot, from him. You know what I mean? Just the information that he gives off, just the things that he talks about, and he's just very, he's just very intellectual. He really is. My mom too. She's very smart. You know what I mean? And yes, they're both, they're both great people, and they both, have a lot of opinions and, great things like that. And that's why I respect them. You know what I mean? And it's not like, oh, well, you're in a Republican household, so that's why you're probably Republican. Well, yeah, and that's a good reason and all that. But, I just wouldn't say that. I just wouldn't be Republican just because, they're Republican. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't see the information. I mean, I literally see this information. And it's like, it's not hard to follow. If you follow the right sources, you'll see it too. But most of these people don't care. They'll just follow Cardi B or The Rock. Apparently, I don't know why he did that, because that was retarded. But for those people that I don't know why, but every celebrity feels like they have to be a Democrat. Like none of them have a brain for their own. I mean, it's not like there's not celebrities that are not Republican and stuff like that, but they act like they all have to be Democrat. They all have to be Democrat, and they all feel like they have to speak out. You know what I mean? Madonna or whoever else, or I don't know, whoever, Rihanna. I don't know who all these people are, but they just feel like they have to speak out about political opinions and stuff like this. You know what I mean? And they feel like that the Democratic Party, you feel like they always feel like they have to get celebrities. You know what I mean? And I was having that thing with a person, but don't you ever see that Democrats always get celebrities? They always have the celebrity backing them up. They always have the celebrities. I mean, Republicans, I mean, sure, they have celebrities, but not the way that Democrats get them. Like it's just like every person in Hollywood or somebody that has a following has to be a Democrat. You know what I mean? It's like none of them just can. It's just sad. You know what I mean? And that's probably why I don't have a lot of followers. You know what I mean? Maybe it's because I have to be a Democrat. So who knows, guys? I might have to turn to a Democrat soon to get some followers. But no, I'm just joking and all. But yeah, it's just retarded. But things I was watching on Steven Crowder originally, I definitely think we could get a second chance. You know what I mean? It did make me feel a lot better on the things he was talking about. If you guys didn't watch that, just search up Steven Crowder bits or whatever on YouTube, and you guys can watch the video yourself. But the things he was talking about, and we knew they were gonna do this. This mail-in ballots and stuff. Like we have all these mail-in ballots, right? We're getting them, voting early, Democrats. And that's the thing, though. I like how they say vote, vote, vote. I voted. But when all of it really meant was I voted for Joe Biden and all that crazy stuff. When you say I vote, it was all for Joe Biden. But sorry about that, I'm thirsty. But no, they all did that on purpose. And it's like, okay, why didn't you count the mail-in ballots before all this stuff happened? You guys had days, weeks to count this stuff. And you guys have observers. That are supposed to observe, but they can't even observe. They can't even do their job. And then you have tons of videos on Sharpies. That whole fiasco. It's just video after video after video after video. And they can't get away with that. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, man, if they actually get away with this, it is not going to be a pretty sight, especially with Republicans, because I know some people, especially, are going to get really, really pissed if, that stuff happens, and they act like, oh, Trump supporters won't do anything, but we're the ones that like the Second Amendment. We're the ones that respect the Second Amendment. And that's the thing, though. We'll support Trump. People wait for days, for this dude, you know what I mean? So we'll support him. We'll back him up. And if he says, calm down, don't worry, I'm taking care of this, I'm not going to get away with this, we'll respect that. Be like, okay, he's going to do it. He's got a plan. He's going to do what he's going to do. And he knows, and and his word means something, you know what I mean? And that's important, you know what I mean? His word means something. That's why people vote for him. His word means something. If he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it. Regular employment, he donated all this money for for black colleges. Obama didn't do anything for anything for African Americans or stuff like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just a bunch of bogus, though. It really is. But people voted for him for that specific reason. When Joe Biden in office for 47 years, and he did the crime bill. He approved it. He did that whole thing. They're all, I swear to God, everybody on the Democratic Party is crazy, lunatic, and, just is, I don't know. And that's the thing, though, I don't know if they really believe in that stuff, like, oh, he's really a racist, or they're specifically doing it just for money and power, you know what I mean? It might just be the second reason for money and power, but, I don't know, maybe some of them actually believe that he's, Democratic Party, like, he's actually a racist, he's actually, you know what I mean, so. But no, it's just the stuff that they can't get. They just can't get away with it. But other than that, I was also watching another video on, it was a Kayla Bennett video on her talking about, going on the street, one of those street interviews, was talking about what they think about, Joe Biden or being elected president or something like that. And it was just so funny, but like, the social media elected him. It's not officially elected. They keep saying projected winner, not elected. And there's a girl on there saying, I think it's great they're going to be raising taxes. How is that good? How is raising taxes? It's just like, it's so funny. If you take a Democratic Democratic voter, right, and a Republican voter, and you have a meaningful conversation with let's say you have a meaningful conversation with both a Democrat voter and Republican voter, or just like with a couple Democrat voters and a couple Republican voters, guarantee you will learn a lot more, and you'll have a lot more I mean, man, I don't know, because people on Democrats don't listen to anybody. But I mean, if you're just, you don't know which side to choose on, on the way they think, you have, a conversation with, a couple people on each side. I guarantee you will see a major difference on the way they talk, the way they know the policies, the way they know their stuff, the way they present their facts. You know what I mean? The way that they know that they're gonna be voting for, why they're voting for them. Just the way they're presenting their information. I guarantee you'll have a lot more meaningful conversation with Republican voters, because most Democrat voters are just loot places and do these peaceful protests. When there's a video on what do you call it, CNN, right? A video on CNN, and this dude was like, "Yo, there's a peaceful protest going on, blah blah blah," and just fire, on fire, a building on fire, and some crazy stuff going on. And then it's just like, all these protests, and people are like celebrating, like, God, bro, it's like, y'all gotta stop with this protest, man. Y'all gotta stop with these protests, and y'all gotta act like. And it's just bad, man. It's just really bad all around. It's never gone this bad, and I really do. My generation is just. I mean, by the time next election, I mean, if we really don't get this for Republican, it's gonna be bad. Because by the time next election, all my people, I don't know, like, I want to see that out of all the kids, like maybe teenagers right now, 16, 17, 15. I'm 16. Oh, I'm about to be 16. That's going to be voting in the next election and stuff like that. I wonder how, right now, how much are Republicans and how much are Democrats, you know what I mean? Because you have tons of, I see nothing, like, on social media, because there's kids are on social media. There's nothing but Democratic kids, or just kids that hate Trump, or, just like, oh, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And that's the thing, though. I could talk to, like, some random kid right now and talk about him and be like, oh, well, maybe Trump is not bad, you know what I mean? But they'll just listen to anything. That's the thing, though. It's like, you can't just listen to anything and expect to be okay with it. You actually have to look into it and see what's going on, because stuff is just not right. It really isn't. Other than that, I've been going on for a little while now, but definitely think he get a second chance in this election. I definitely think he can do it. We'll see what's going to be going on. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll just keep talking about what's going on and things like that. But I definitely think we could be seeing some great stuff. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. They just. Oh man, this stuff is crazy. This shit is crazy. It is absolutely insane. Like, I really wish. I always say this. I really wish I was born back then. People be like, "Oh, you wouldn't wish you were born back then for all the stuff that was going on." I don't care. I don't care if I had to. It was probably a way better time back then. You know what I mean? With all this crazy stuff and nonsense. I mean, you can't even, everybody's sensitive. Everybody has to, feelings are more important than facts. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just nonsense. Apparently, feelings are more important than facts, and all this crazy nonsense and all this crazy stuff. It's like, no, and it's just sad that. Yeah, I don't even know what my kids are gonna have to be going through, and who knows what's gonna be happening within the next month or so, what's gonna be going on. So some great stuff is gonna be going on. We'll see what's happening. But yeah, just like my great grandma says, you'll get in and just move on with it. If you survive. Again, you have like 98, 90, 99, 97% chance of surviving this thing. They act like it's so bad. And, what's bad? Ebola is something you don't want to mess with, because that and your intestines inside. Oh hell no, I am not dealing with that. But no, for real though, we'll just see what goes on. Again, I appreciate you guys for watching this. If regardless, Republican or Democrat, probably Republican watching this, maybe not. Yeah, it's just my worldview. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know, because I feel like I have things to say. I do have things to say. It's just crazy, all of it, every single one thing. I mean, I'm not saying Republicans haven't done anything wrong. I mean, Republicans have done stuff wrong. You know what I mean? But Democrats, oh my God, the things they'll do for a vote. And that's the thing, though. Be like, oh, who stopped slavery? Oh, the Democrats. No, Republicans. Abraham Lincoln, who stopped slavery. What do you think he was? A Democrat, Republican. Martin Luther King, Democrat. Oh, was he a Democrat? Nope, he was a Republican. You know what I mean? All these great people, you know, they were Republicans, and they knew what was going on. And that's the thing, though. During the Civil War, you know, like my dad says, you know, what I said in the last one, it was against the North and the South, but it was really against the Republican and Democrat. You know what I mean? And we should have took. And again, the same thing with Churchill, like I said in the last one. You know, you take them down when you take them down. You know what I mean? You don't let them rebuild and come back, and here they are again. You know, shoving all the social media in our faces. And to be honest, I don't know how they got control of social media and that, but yeah, it's just been a thing. It's just been a great. And there's also another thing. I saw a video on the fly, right? And you saw that fly on Mike Pence's head, and everybody was talking about it. And I saw a video of them talking about how they made the fly, and this is on YouTube. You guys search up how we made the fly. Search up how we made the fly on Mike Pence's head, or search up fly on Mike Pence or something like that. It'll come up on how they made it and how they did it. And they specifically do this to create this as a distraction from whatever the candidate is saying. This shit, it was crazy. I was watching this. I was like, oh, hell no. They did not create a fly, bro, to do that. Like, they made, to specifically do this to distract people from whatever the person was saying. And the person that was talking is like, and that's the thing, though. Nobody remember what in the 2 minutes that Mike Pence was saying anyways. And they were getting away with this with mail-in ballots, fraud. It is fraud, though. For people to say it's not, it really is, man. It really is fraud. And I mean, it's not a straight-up one-on-one election. You know, Joe Biden was a good candidate. Donald Trump was a good candidate. You know, it ended off in a fair fight. Joe Biden did get more than him, but that's okay. You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, well, you know what? It was a straight up one-on-one. Nothing happened. You know, nothing suspicious happened. And he went fair square, but, you know, that's not how it worked out. But no, I saw that Mike Pence, I was like, oh, hell no. There's no way they were getting away with this stuff. And they specifically did that to distract the person. And I think Mike Pence is a good, he's a good speaker, but I feel like if he had a little bit of like Donald Trump in him, like a little bit of ignorance in him, he would be perfect, because he's a perfect speaker. But if he had a little bit of ignorance in him to cut people off like at certain times and stuff, and to talk, he would have been a great candidate. He would be a great one too. And I definitely think his son, if his son is running, oh my god, his son is something else. Donald Trump's son is something else, man. That would be amazing to see. But other than that, that is it. I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, peace.